And now, as we continued working with other designers and providers of the stones, then we started we couldn't stop saying absolutely beautiful, so we thought, hey, that's the perfect exclusive brand label to name it. So we have the stud earrings in the pear shape, 3 carats. So we're looking at approximately 1.5 carats, which is the perfect size in each of the solitaire. You can really see that on Victoria. It's about 3/8 of an inch in length, 1/4 of an inch side to side in the width. Perfect. You can even see the brilliance, the sparkle. And Victoria's about probably 7-8 feet away from the camera, and you can see with not even moving how they are forecasting and showing off the facets and the brilliance of what we love so much about diamonds. And that is because it's a great size, it's beautifully cut. So what makes a stone a fancy cut? Basically, when you fancy cut a stone, there means that there's gonna be a lot of waste at the end result. So you're starting, you know, cutting obviously, in this case here, in that perfect pear design, in that perfect pear shape. Well, you can imagine there's a tremendous amount of waste as you get to the point here. And the same thing with the marquise. The same thing with any of your custom fancy cuts, like a heart shape or any of those designs. Unlike the brilliant, which is, you know, your perfect round shape, it's much, much easier to cut than to get into some of the other fancier styles. So that's why you don't see stud earrings very often in pear shape. Traditionally, if you think about it, what are most studs that are available in the jewelry stores and diamonds? They're round shape. So when you can do a more custom look, and why not? If you can do it in absolute, for heaven's sakes. You can't go wrong. Nobody knows the difference. It's precious metal, and you're not breaking the bank. And they're stunning. You know, there's hoop girls, there's classic design stud girls in the way of earrings. There's, you know, a lot of us like to mix and match and do some crazy hoop designs or fun chandelier movement earrings. But every woman of all ages always goes back to the #1 classic stud. And this is that earring, you know, we said earlier, that you want, that you don't have to worry about changing out every single day. You want to be able to put them in, and that's it. And they're going to work with everything. They're going to work with every style that you're wearing, every mood that you're having. You're going to be traveling, and the last thing you want to do is bring a ton of different jewelry with you. You want one pair of beautiful, beautiful earrings that are going to work with everything. This is that earring. Maybe you have your ears pierced a couple times, and you traditionally wear a hoop earring, and you're always looking for just a perfect stud, a perfect diamond stud for that matter. And why not make it even more special and add that little element of interest and style to you and make it a more expensive fancy cut? So it's the first time we've brought back a 3 carat equivalent, so about 1.5 carats in each of the studs in a fancy cut in probably over 3 years. But certainly one of our #1 requests. It's $49.95. We took $10 off at $39.95. And of course, the fact here, it's under $20 when you shop using any major credit card or with your HSN charge card. And this is a great time to apply for it if you haven't, because you can take advantage of extra flex on all of your absolute, and then you can take, I believe it's $10 now off your very first purchase once you're approved. So the HSN charge card, it's another wonderful, wonderful bonus of shopping here at HSN, because we offer tremendous specials and all kinds of promotions throughout the year at no interest, no payments, and extra flex and so forth. So inquire about that, and you can apply right on hsn.com as you're browsing our absolute store. So 532-315, very, very popular. I'm so thrilled to see. And ask about the first ever full line bracelet in the pear shape, and the bypass ring, which is still available with FlexPay. And yeah, we'll remind you of that.